Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today, we continue following the latest developments in the emotional love story between Lytudiep and CEO James, a journey filled not only with sweet moments, but also unexpected twists and countless trials. In the previous episode, Diep had just returned after a long disappearance, carrying with her unspoken pain and unanswered questions. James had always been there, silently protecting and waiting for her, even though his heart bore both wounds and hope. Just when it seemed like peace was finally within reach, Trang, a figure deeply tied to Diep's past, suddenly reappeared. Trang came to Diep with a vague, almost cryptic apology, leaving Diep confused and unable to understand what it meant. Before she could make sense of anything, Trang abruptly said goodbye, revealing that she was about to leave the country for overseas studies. It seemed like that would be the last time they met. But no, that moment was merely the beginning of an emotional storm waiting to unfold. In today's episode, a shocking truth will be revealed. Trang has been hiding a monumental secret all this time. A secret that could forever change the relationship between James and Diep. Is it a truth hidden out of love or selfishness? And when faced with that truth, will James and Diep be strong enough to forgive, to accept it, or will everything collapse in heartbreak? This episode marks a turning point in their emotional journey, where love is tested by truth, where the heart must choose between past and present, between reason and forgiveness. So stay with me as we uncover the unexpected twists ahead, and get ready, because what you're about to learn might just leave you breathless. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single moment of this dramatic and heartfelt story. Today's episode opens on a gloomy afternoon as James receives an unexpected call from Trang, his childhood friend, and also one of the most trusted partners in the company. Her voice trembles slightly over the phone, yet she maintains her usual composed tone. Trang asks to come over to James's house, not only to hand over some final work responsibilities before officially resigning, but also because there's something important she needs to confess. Without hesitation, James agrees. He spends the entire afternoon at home, preparing himself for what he assumes will be a gentle farewell, like the kind of farewell two close friends would share before one heads abroad to pursue further studies. When Trang arrives, she's holding a thick folder in her hands. After a polite greeting, she formally submits her resignation. She explains that she has decided to pursue postgraduate studies overseas, a decision fully supported by James's mother. His mother nods softly, understanding the ambition of a young woman seeking a new path. The room remains calm until Trang asks to speak with James alone. And then, in that silence, a chilling truth is revealed. With eyes filled with remorse and a choked voice, Trang confesses a secret she has carried in silence for far too long. She says, "James, I know this will come as a shock, but I can't hide it any longer. What happened to Diep recently, the threats, the near-death escape, it's all connected to my father. He's the one who partnered with John and secretly got involved in the sabotage of your company." James freezes. His heart feels like it's been crushed. He never imagined that the man who used to call his mother sister, the man who often appeared at holiday dinners and family gatherings, could be the one behind the nightmare they'd just lived through. Trang's father wasn't just the one who hurt the company. He nearly took the life of the woman James loved most. Rage rises within James, a wildfire too fierce to be tamed. He stands abruptly. His face is tight, his eyes dimmed by a storm of emotions, shock, heartbreak, fury. But in front of him, Trang drops to her knees. She weeps not from fear, but from a helplessness that runs deep. She continues, "I didn't help him. I only found out recently. I tried to stop him, but everything had already gone too far. I'm not asking you to forgive him. I just beg you, don't report him to the police. Give me time, let me try to talk to him. Please, James, he's the only family I have left." And standing there, James no longer sees a colleague. He sees the little girl he once grew up with. A friend he had trusted, someone he once considered family. He says nothing for a long while. Then finally, he exhales a long, heavy sigh. Though his heart is still tangled in pain, he understands. Trang is just a daughter trying to protect the last fragments of her family. At last, James speaks. I won't pursue this further. When it comes to you, I believe you had no part in it, but this matter is already in the hands of the authorities. I can't stop it now, and I won't report your father myself. That is my final act of grace for the sake of our friendship. Trang breaks down in tears. For the first time in all their years working together, James sees her truly broken, vulnerable, fragile, and human. After a tense and tearful conversation, the atmosphere between James and Trang gradually softens. The anger inside James slowly fades, making room for something else: compassion. Compassion for a woman caught between loyalty to her family and her own conscience. As she prepares to leave, Trang quietly takes an envelope from her bag. Inside is her life savings, money she had set aside for her future abroad. She gently places the envelope on the table. Her voice trembles, but her tone is sincere. James, I know I can't undo the pain my father caused, but I hope this money can help, even just a little. For Diep, for everything she had to suffer through that she never should have. I heard you're building a new home, a farm for her. Let me contribute. This is all I have before I leave. James is stunned. In her eyes now, there is no longer regret, but quiet surrender. As if she has made peace with stepping out of his and Diep's lives. With silent respect and heartfelt farewell, he looks at her, then gently pushes the envelope back toward her. No, Trang. I understand your heart, but you don't have to do this. Diep doesn't blame you, and neither do I. Keep that money, use it to take care of yourself while you're abroad. There's still a long road ahead of you. Trang freezes for a moment. Her eyes glisten, but she doesn't break. She nods, as if, finally, James had given her permission to let go. Thank you for not hating me, she whispers. And thank you for always treating me as a friend, no matter what happened. James offers a soft smile. Light, but filled with so much unsaid emotion. Travel safely. And remember, if one day you grow tired, this place will still be home. Trang turns to go. No one walks her to the gate. No tears, no hugs, no dramatic goodbye. But her steps are firmer than ever. After all the storms that nearly broke her, Diep is slowly finding her way back to the quiet rhythm of life she once lost. In the soft morning light, sunlight filters gently through the leaves, casting a warm glow over her serene face as she carefully repairs the old chicken coop in her little garden, a place filled with cherished memories. Though she has agreed to move into the new farm with James, Diep still tends to the old home in silence, not out of regret, but because somewhere deep inside, she still clings to a small, quiet hope. That one day, Haki, the loyal dog who once never left her side, might find his way home, as if they'd never been apart. Each brick is placed with care. Each patch of wildflowers is gently nurtured. Though her days here are numbered, Diep chooses to stay a little longer to care for this home one last time, as her way of saying thank you. Because here, she once knew love. And here, she once knew pain. That afternoon, Diep brings a small gift, a bag of freshly picked dragon fruit from the garden, to visit James's mother. Her smile is bright, her eyes soft, lighting up the entire kitchen. James's mother welcomes her with a warm hug, and together, they sit down at the table, looking over sketches of the new house they're building on the farm. What do you think of this one? Does the porch look wide enough for flower pots? James's mother asks with a gentle voice. Diep nods, smiling. Her heart quietly fills with joy. She never imagined that after so much chaos, she'd feel this sense of family again, especially in the presence of a woman so kind and warm. When James returns home, the three gather together, laughing and chatting about their future land, the one that will soon hold their little home, filled with peace and love. They talk about the vegetable garden, the chicken coop, the wooden swing by the porch, simple things, yet so precious for those who've known loss. That evening, on the way to take Diep home, James unexpectedly pulls over at a small cafe on a hillside. The place is quiet. Only the sound of wind rustling through the trees and the faint aroma of warm milk coffee fill the air. James looks at Diep for a long moment before speaking gently. There's something I need to tell you. It's about Trang. Then slowly, he recounts everything. The conversation that afternoon. Trang's tearful confession. The painful truth. Her father was the one behind the horrors Diep had to endure. Diep is speechless. She can't say a word. Inside her, emotions swirl. Hurt, shock, and an aching sense of betrayal. She had once believed Trang to be innocent, a friend who'd been with her through the past. But after a long silence, Diep softly says, "I will forgive. Not because they deserve forgiveness, but because I don't want to carry anger in my heart forever. I just want this to end." James gently holds her hand. His voice is low, but firm. "I understand. But Diep, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Some people, when they've hurt you once, might not hesitate to do it again." He looks deep into her eyes, wanting this truth to stay with her. Kindness is a beautiful thing, but don't let it make you vulnerable. From now on, learn to protect yourself, okay? Diep nods quietly. "I will. I promise. I'll be stronger. I won't let anyone hurt me again. I've already lost too much." Together, they sit in silence, listening to the wind whispering through the trees outside, as if the whole world had slowed down just for a while, to give them space to heal. And in that moment, in a quiet cafe on a hillside, they grew together. Not just in love, but in the way they would face life from this day forward. After bringing Diep home safely, James still wasn't ready to return to the villa. His heart felt drawn elsewhere, to a place quietly evolving day by day, shaped by a silent dream he had nurtured for the woman he loved. His car turned onto a red dirt road, leading to a vast piece of land on the outskirts of town. This was the land he had quietly purchased. To build a farm, a true home for Diep. A fresh beginning. A future of their own. The afternoon breeze swept through his hair, carrying the scent of freshly overturned soil, earthy, raw, yet filled with promise. The land was being leveled. The hum of excavators echoed through the tranquil air. James stepped out of the car, his eyes quietly scanning every corner, each row of trees still standing, each patch of cleared ground. And then his gaze settled on one open space, the spot where he envisioned the foundation of their home would be laid. He met with the technical team, his most trusted colleagues, who were waiting to report progress. After a brief exchange, James gave thoughtful instructions. The orientation of the house to catch the breeze. The direction of sunlight. The open yard in front, where Diep could plant vegetables, raise chickens, and maybe save a spot for Haki, should that loyal dog ever find his way back home. Once the crew left, James stayed behind, alone, silent. The wind swept across the twilight sky, carrying with it a strange mix of anticipation and serenity. He looked out across the land and saw it, like a blank canvas, waiting to be painted with a new story. And in that moment, he smiled. Not the smile of a businessman who had just closed a deal, but the smile of a man who had finally glimpsed the future he longed to build with the woman he loved. James thought to himself, maybe this house won't just be hers. Maybe it'll be ours. A home filled with laughter, with sunlight pouring through the porch, with warm, simple meals, and with the woman I love right beside me. That dream didn't need to be grand. It didn't need luxury. As long as Diep was there, that was enough. He looked up at the sky now painted in golden hues, and in that stillness, his heart, after all the storms, finally found peace. Because some kinds of happiness, just thinking of them is enough to bring peace for a lifetime. Will Trang's belated remorse be enough to bring an end to the tragedies Diep has endured? Will her promise, "I'll stop my father," become a reality? Or is it just a flicker of hope amid a reality still clouded with secrets? And what about her father, the man behind all the pain? Will he finally wake up? Will he stop and turn back? Or will he continue pushing everything further down a path of no return, driven by selfish ambition, even if it costs him the last precious things in his life? Amid all the uncertainty, one thing is clear. Diep and James are starting anew. A farm is slowly taking shape. A house is about to rise. A place built upon dreams of peaceful, simple days. A place with no shadows from the past. Only light, the light of love and healing. The road ahead remains long. Will happiness truly bloom? Or are new trials waiting just around the next bend? Everything will be revealed in the next episode. Join me as we continue following the journey of Diep, James, and all those whose hearts still carry both love and regret. Don't forget to hit that follow button so you won't miss a single emotional twist in the story ahead.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người, cảm ơn mọi người vì vẫn có thể gặp lại mọi người trong video hôm nay. Thì cảm ơn mọi người rất là nhiều vì mọi người đã theo dõi kênh của mình. Mình hy vọng là video hôm nay về câu chuyện của mẹ đơn thân Ly Hoai Ca, cũng như là về mình xin lỗi về lytudiep cũng như là CEO James có thể mang tới một thông điệp tốt lành đối với mọi người, cũng có thể là một niềm vui, một niềm an ủi trong cuộc sống cho mọi người. Hy vọng là mọi người có thể góp ý giúp mình để mình có thể hoàn thiện bản thân hơn, cũng như là hoàn thiện những video tiếp theo để có thể gửi đến cho mọi người những video hay nhất. Và hy vọng rằng những video sau này mình vẫn có thể nhận được sự ủng hộ của mọi người, và đó cũng là một phần động lực rất lớn để mình cố gắng và cố gắng hơn nữa trong những video sau, cũng như là tạo động lực cho mình để ra video nhiều hơn và hay hơn để đưa tới mọi người những thông điệp hay nhất. Và hãy đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình và bật chuông thông báo lên để không bỏ lỡ bất kỳ video nào nha.